Western media, world media, has engaged in relentless propaganda about John Lennon's, um, about the biblical faith we're supposed to put in double fantasy. And this superimposes its will on particulars of legal reality concerning what took place. When you begin sandbagging, which is to say, when you begin to say that attacking a child who you have deafened, weighs less than 100 pounds, from the back, with slaughtering blows, terrorizing them, gassing them, stalking them, subjecting them to mind-shattering kidnapping ordeals and death threats, pedophile subjection, and the refusal of any authorities to whom he turned, the principal, the police, the parents, to engage in any kind of protective behavior. When you equate torture, poison, gas, terror, slaughtering head blows, the terrorization of having advocates attacked and raped, bystanders slaughtered, the usual story from Seattle, with writing a sad, frightened defense of an ex-girlfriend against the culture of date rape, defending her from the culture of date rape. Repeat, when you equate slaughtering torture of a child with a letter defending a girl from the culture of date rape, you reach the stage of total meaninglessness that the sandbaggers operate from in their dismal representation of international law and international sensibilities. It's dismal. Whether you believe with biblical faith in double fantasy, or you've seen the evidence and it has made you a little bit skeptical, one thing is consistently sure, and that's that Yoko Ono used the storyline behind double fantasy as an attack on me, an attack on my name, and an attack on my house. Jay Shapiro and Bob Ferguson forged my name on the bomb that was thrown at the human race. So these dismal, meaningless sandbaggers protesting Gaza's destruction, as is their custom. Their cosmic consciousness giving people the willies as Hitler Reagan's faction, upon whom be peace, bomb tents. Repeat, bomb tents. Ignoring all of the evidence that shows that there was a cinema fascism that took over our media processes, our legal affairs, and turned us into meaningless propagandists for the revenge of the Third Reich, which is the substance of the biblical faith that people put in double fantasy. Paul McCartney has protested that artificial intelligence will rob him of royalties. He did this, I think, in the 15th month of the genocide in Gaza. Likewise, he crybabied all through the AIDS attack that only he knew the pulse of the victims. Of course, Yoko Ono took great joy in torturing and poisoning me. They have attacked me very officially in the eyes for the second time in my life. I was in emergency rooms because of attacks on my eyes. This is a sort of loathsome, deranged criminal behavior that comes with biblical faith in double fantasy. Yet the sandbaggers see it as an overriding principle. Jimmy Queerball is to be hated more than the people who they claim killed John Lennon. Now that's hatred, because he endangered the ruling class penny. So I am like artificial intelligence after the royalties of the Supermen. And Shannon Harps was executed for being a bystander on that penny line as a demonstration project in Bob Ferguson's spinner beanie pseudo logic, which is what it is. It's meaningless. It's all based on the idea that virginity proves rape. Therefore, a letter defending a girl from the culture of date rape, defending her from the culture of date rape, is the same as attacking a child after deafening him, blindside through armed, slaughtering blows from criminally insane, berserk, full-grown men in stolen cars who kidnapped, gassed him, and pedophiled him, kidnapped him, tortured, and took him over state lines, left him in trauma, hiding in towel closets. And this sort of meaningless is the essence of George Galloway, Owen Jones, you name it, any of the sandbaggers, Matt Kennard, Max Blumenthal, they all agree with Yoko Ono's hysterical rubbish that double fantasy requires biblical faith. And it's meaningless. They are the ones who rendered international law absolutely meaningless. It's absolutely meaningless to say that a letter defending a girl from the culture of date rape is the same thing as brutally torturing and kidnapping a child who you had deafened. It's criminally insane meaninglessness. And yet Paul McCartney sits in his temper tantrum room, his temper tantrum trainer, crying about artificial intelligence taking over his royalties as though it's a deaf suck golem. And the deaf suck golem continues to ply reality data, information, and analysis about the biblical propaganda of double fantasy. I'm dealing with the criminally insane. There's nothing normal about what's coming out of the British intelligence system with regard to John Lennon. I was attacked by the biblical double fantasy spectacle under David Bowie, King Crimson, and Mick Jagger. I was attacked by them, repeatedly attacked by them, repeatedly tortured by them. And I was made out to be someone who should be hated. So hated that the people who actually did it, who they say did it, who are their partners, their new soccer team, I should be allowed to go free because we have a surrogate who we can hate more. And this meaninglessness is what the sandbaggers call the basis of their appeal for international law. Until Owen Jones, George Galloway, Matt Kennard, Mac Blumenthal, Abby Martin, and company can analyze properly the way that Yoko Ono built momentum for Nosferatu. Fully advised, everyone concerned, fully advised that Gail Berson's letters constituted a plan of revenge for Auschwitz, until they can comprehend what they're really doing by their meaninglessness, in their stupidity. They're just going to make a joke of international law. And we've already seen what that meant for Gaza. We're dealing with the criminally insane, but we're also dealing with morons. Owen Jones is a moron. George Galloway is a moron. And they're not made better people. They're not made smarter people by going along with Yoko Ono.